Hey, how's it going, guys? In this video, I'm going to review a Hisense 55-inch smart full HD TV. Now, Hisense is a Chinese manufacturer which used to make cheap TVs to put a competition to Samsung and LG, but they recently stepped up the game and they got into the smart TV market, and they're trying to disturb the market by having a cheaper price. But that's not the case anymore. Anyway, getting back to this TV first, that's the left side of the TV, and they got all the ports there. So you got two USB inputs, three HDMIs, and two good old RCA connections back there, and an optical outlet as well for the sound. On the right hand side, you basically just got your power cable there, and well, you can see it's not the slimmest TV out there, but it still looks alright. This TV has a lot wrong with it that I wanted to get on with. The first thing is the remote. I mean, it's not the best looking remote, and it actually feels quite cheap in your hand. It's got sharp corners, it's uncomfortable to hold, and it just overall the plastic feels really cheap. Then here is the bigger problem. So the starting time for the TV is actually a little bit slow. I mean, you gotta expect that from this kind of TV. So here's my remote, and I'm turning it on, and it takes this sweet time to turn on, and then it loads and all that. But that being said, it's still a little bit better, or I should say quicker, than some of the other Hisense TVs that I have seen. So it's working. Now let me show you one more thing. And even like changing the channels, it takes a long time to change channel. It takes about 4 seconds. So let's try it out. So here's the channel, but I'm gonna press it and I'm gonna lift my thumb and we're gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4. See, about 4 seconds for one channel. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, this one was a little bit quicker. Let's come back. 1, 2, 3, 4. So as you can see, it takes about 4 seconds for one channel to change. So it's a little bit slow when it comes to remote, and at times a little bit frustrating as well. Overall, the buttons on the remote, they feel quite okay. You know, nothing extraordinary there. Like I said before, that it feels a little bit cheap. It's got no weight to it. It's very fairly light. The only weight that I can feel is kind of from the AAA batteries. So even like going into the menu and all that, where's the menu button? So that's pretty slow as well. Hang on, let's go into settings. See, I actually have to load the setting. That's how slow it is. There we are. And that is not the only problem with the TV. When we're looking at the picture, and if you pay attention, you can actually see the disturbance between the pixels, and the pixels are actually quite obvious, and it almost does not look like HD at all when you get up close. And I know most TVs, when you get close, you don't see the perfect picture, but like here it's horrible. I mean, look around these alphabets, you see that the little distortions in colors, and it's just really bad. My Samsung TV, which is about probably 3 or 4 years older than this one, still has a much sharper picture, and even getting up close, I don't see these distortions at all. So I was a little disappointed. And this TV channel, it was actually a full HD TV channel, so I was expecting this to be really good, and it did not live up to my standards. But when you're sitting at a distance, it's actually pretty decent. It's got a decent picture. It's not gonna blow your mind or anything. It's not gonna be like a Samsung TV, but if you're on a budget, it's a reasonable TV. But still disappointed me a little bit when it came to the delay with the functions and also the picture quality up close. And don't get me started on the speakers. So it's got two back mounted speakers, and the sound was really just underwhelming. Well, you be the judge.
Discussing the international code for hours. And that very night, he started drinking and disappeared.
Gee,
Yes, Max?
could it have been something you said?
One person alone is responsible.
And thanks very much. Protests have once again taken...
People just come and need help. Get paid to be neighborly.
Oh, it really sounds like you found your place.
Can I say?
So if you noticed, at 100%, the TV still wasn't too loud. So really got to crank up the volume to be able to hear it. And after about 70, the voice started to crackle. The sound is got a lot of noise in it. So it's not really that good of an experience. And that being said, so now if we conclude everything, the picture quality is meh, the sound is meh, and the programming and all the functions on the TV, they're actually very slow. So for me, it's not really that good of a deal. Now, considering all these flaws in this TV, the price that I can justify would be 400 to 500 Australian dollars. But that's not the case here. This TV costs you around $800, which is only about $150 less compared to Samsung, LG, or Sony for a similar TV. And those guys know a thing or two about making TVs. They've been in the game for decades. So Hisense has a long way to go, and I can't help but laugh at the price tag at this poor quality. So my advice would be, if you are really on a budget, probably try to buy a second-hand Samsung, LG, or Sony TV. I'm not paid by those guys, but that's just my advice. So you might enjoy that TV better than this one, because you're just going to be disappointed with the quality and the delay and the sound. It's just not a good TV for $800. And like I said, if it was a little bit cheaper, I might be able to compromise a little, but not at this price tag. So anyways, guys, this is my review, and I will see you in the next video. See ya.
Just black and white.